Alright, I want to do a little video on soldering and then follow it up with a little about BLheli. Okay, so we'll start right here. This is my Mitsuku 5-inch running 4-inch props, and I had an ESC go out because I popped a chip off the board not too long ago. And what I didn't have an ESC at the time, and these are old ESCs, and it's not easy to come by these DYS BLheli 20 amp one-shot 125s. It's hard to come by those. So I knocked a chip off the board, and what I did is I had a little B20 laying around, right? That was bad, and I unsoldered the chip off of here and I installed it on there, and it's been working just fine so far. But I just got the ESCs in to repair it with a new ESC. Let me grab it. I got the new ESC in. Right? And I'm gonna repair it for good, put the new ESC in. So there's the I'm ashamed to show this to you, but you know what? Tough situation calls for tough times, right? So check this out. I'm gonna actually take the camera out. I don't know if you can see, but I did a really shitty job of soldering this chip on. This is the chip I knocked off the board, and I pulled this off a little B and soldered it onto here, and everything was fine, and it still is fine. But I really want to once and for all get rid of this problem. So I wanted to show you a close-up. Let me check my soldering gun. I'm gonna swap to the intermediate tip. I usually have 3 tips for my soldering gun: a middle one, a thick one, and a really tiny one. Alright, let me turn that on. Okay, here's the little tiny pencil tip, and here's my, what is that, like a 2 mil, 2.5 mil, 3 mil blade tip. And then on there now I have like a 1 mil blade tip. Alright, so let's prepare this ESC to go into here. I'm going to take this one out and put this one in, and we really have to decase it. I'm going to take this sticker and save it, and then I'm going to cut this ESC open from end to end. Yeah, these are some old ESCs, and sometimes you're torn between trying to go and find another one of these or replace all 4 of them with something new and up to date. But since these XM20s work so good for me, I really don't want to change. I should have bought like 8 or 10. Alright, so here we have it. Here's a brand new ESC that we're going to swap out right here. First thing I'm going to do is remove all the wires off of the ESC. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to move this up out the way. I'll grab my piece of wood. I like to have something that lays on top of it that's heavy, you know. So, let's see, I got this. I'm going to lay this on there. We'll do the power side first. And here we go. Where's my solder? Solder, where are you? Does anybody see it? Are you kidding me? Here we go. So I'm going to clean the tip. I'm going to clean off the tip. And I like having a water and a sponge because it can cool the tip down just a little bit. If you need to cool it down a little bit, instead of just cleaning it off, it can cool it down a little bit. So I'm going to put a little on here, just a little on that one side, and that's going to help promote heat transfer. And here we go. We're going to, do you see this? Let me see, can I turn it this way a little? Okay. Did you see that? Let me get that right away. I put a little too much on. Okay. I'm gonna go after all of them. And I'm going to clean up those pads with my solder sucker. Missed that one. I missed it. Okay, then I'm going to retin all those pads with my solder. Alright, that's one side. Now we'll do the motor lead side. Again, flip it around. Get something to hold it. And here we go again. The solder that they have on here seems to be flowing just fine, but just for sake, I'm going to show you again. I'm going to suck all the solder off and retin them with my solder. Okay. Just cleaning my solder tip. Sometimes it gets stuck. Alright, here we go. We're going to retin them. Alright, that's that. She's ready to go in. So now we're going to take this one out, and see they're all in parallel. We're going to do it the same exact way. Here we go. That wasn't a good joint. Okay, there's one side. Let's do the other side. It's too heavy. Alright. Oh, I got two more. Alrighty. Out with the old, in with the new. And I think I'm going to do the motor leads first. And then I'll cut a little piece of heat shrink to go on it. You can retin the wires if you want. Getting your tip. Hold the chip. All right, there's the chip. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. Let me find some heat shrink. Heat shrink.